Hello, everyone. This is the Southwest Regional Team Meeting, and we're going to cover some information. But first, because Mitzi and Scott are new, I'm going to quickly introduce members of our team, and I'm going to introduce them just like we're all standing together, and I'm going to introduce you to my family. So I'm going to say, meet Jeff. This is Jeff Gagnon, and I like to refer to him as the conscientious king. And we'll talk more about that when we get to know each other. And this is Tamara, or Tamara's incognito right now, but you saw Tamara, and she's the get her done, can-do girl. And then we've got Bethany, and she is the classy diplomat. You've got me, the co-advocate. I'm out there fighting for you all. And then when I get to know Mitzi and Scott better, and I can have my little pet name for them, then we will add that so we can welcome in new members. Okay, so what I want to cover real quick is for the Southwest Best, we have some strategies and some management things that are being looked for. So I want to cover those. There's three. And the first is activities, and it's about how many tasks you do, which lead to how many meetings you have, which lead to how much revenue you gain. And then that comes and will build your breadth of your funnel, which we always want deep and wide. And then we're going to talk about contact concentration when you're doing Zoom or when you're going out in the field and you're working a zone. All right, first of all, the activities. So we all know that our activities, the calls, the emails, the CGRs, the webinars, all the stuff that's going on that can lead to a meeting, which will give you revenue. And if you want more revenue, you do more tasks to get more meetings that give you more revenue. So what they're looking for, they're tracking these meetings because they're understanding that the focus on revenue has to come from the meetings. And if your meetings are low, they're going to look at the tasks and see, well, what type of things are working and what are not working. So that's why the focus is, everyone's harping on meetings, meetings, meetings. Okay, on the funnel, we want deep and wide. So the first area you always want to look at are your cash cows. And these are your folks. They are just pumping out the $1,000, the $2,000 orders every month, month after month. And we love them, but we always need more. If you have few, the security of your funnel is low. So which one of these two funnels can easily tip over? Well, it's pretty obvious. The one with the skinny apex, right? All right, so we always are trying to bring more cash cows down so we have a better foundation and a more secure revenue. And then we look at the breadth of these prospects. If we don't have a good breadth of prospects, then we don't have longevity. We don't have the revenue, high revenue very long. So if you have a skinny lead prospect funnel, you want to work to broaden that out. So you have, month after month, things gaining. And then you want to look at that depth of progression. So those are just some things, some terminology we'll use when we sit down and have our individual strategy meetings to try to shape these funnels so it's working better for you and for your pocketbook. And then the contact concentration, if your intention is start out with week 1 and you're trying to book as many Zooms as possible, but it's nearing the end of that week and you haven't hit your 10 per week or average of 2 per day, then you're like, oh, I better, jump in the car, hit the pavement and try to make up for that on week 2. And then try to do some Zooms again, same thing. If that's not working for you, then we'll look on the zone map and I'll show you that next. And then try to bring up that week's average so that by the end of the month, you're looking at about 35 per month. Now, there are some people in this company that they pound out those Zooms and they never hit the pavement. If that is working for you right now, all they're caring about is how many Zooms, how many tasks, what's your revenue look like. If you are more comfortable out there and your area is not locked down, and we know that face-to-face in the long run will always be a better relationship. It just works. So you either play the numbers of, get your as many of your face-to-face as you can, fill in the rest with Zooms, and then try to meet that 35 per month, just so that the Soren's eye doesn't end up on you. All right, now let's talk about our zones. Okay, so these are real life numbers in our territory, and we've got those, we've got different shapes depending on what your total sales in, how many accounts you have. If you look at 50% of your sales, how many accounts account for that, and how many accounts account for your top 25. So you're building that foundation, how secure are your cash cows, and how many do you have coming down the funnel? So it's these shapes that we want to make look more like this, so that you've got plenty of revenue coming in on cash cows, you've got plenty of leads coming down the pike, and you're just cranking away, meeting your quota. All right, now.
Is that last month's sales, Tracy?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now let's find a person's area. Since I just talked to Scott not too long ago. Now, Scott, you said you already looked at your zones. I don't know if you had to do all of this manually, and I wish I would have known. I would have sent this earlier, but it's already been done for you. You've got, say, all of your accounts listed by revenue, and then it's broken out by city. So you can go through and look here at the revenue by city and see where most of your concentration of revenue is. So we're looking at Los Angeles, and your top 10 are not in your Los Angeles area, but you've got a lot of breadth in LA. So that'll help you decide, how you spend your time. And if you look at zone 2, looks like Santa Monica, one of your big ones fall into that. Pasadena, one of your big ones fall in that. But while you're out there, the idea is, how do you make the better use of your time? So if you're hitting some big ones and you don't have a lot of big ones around there, that's a good time to do some cold call prospecting or some research, just so that when you go out there, you're seeing a lot of those that are going to make a difference in your bottom line. Okay, so if you all have access to this spreadsheet, this is the items to be addressed. You were used to looking at just your initials, but now there's 2 tabs, 2 sheets for each initial. And so if you look at the first one, that's going to be your breakdown of your funnel. And then the second one is going to be your zone. Here's Bethany. We're looking at, where's, we've got Phoenix, we've got Scottsdale, and those are going to be major concentrations in Jeff's. You got Costa Mesa, of course, San Diego. Yep, there's San Diego. In Mitzi, of course, we're going to have. Yes, go ahead, Tamara.
I'm assuming that every single zip code in our territory isn't represented on this chart.
Right.
Is that true?
That's true. This is by city.
My question is, I have like 90,000, I'm sure that's an exaggeration, zip codes in my territory. How, I don't know how to make sense of those zip codes. Like, I don't know if I'm going to one area in my territory, I don't know all of the zip codes that are represented in that particular area. So I don't know how to cross-reference, areas, geographical areas with all of the zip codes. I don't know how to do that.
I would look at these, like Sacramento is going to be your zone 1. I'd look at those accounts. And when you go to those zip codes are the ones I would Google and see what else is in that area when you're seeing them. So
Okay.
you've got, so zone 1 is Sacramento, zone 2, San Rafael. So yeah, I would just focus, make the most out of your time when you're visiting those areas, and use the zip codes of those accounts to see what's near them. I personally do not try to develop a new account right next door to one of my good clients because it ticks them off. I try to go down the street, so just, do with that as you will. Okay. So
Yeah, and Tamara, I usually just do it where I pop in and like drop a card and or a flyer, like, or a white paper.
No,
Oh,
I
you did
certainly
the
do
card.
that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I usually search by city.
Oh, okay. I
And
gotcha.
you know what I mean? Like, one city can have multiple codes. And so I just don't know a good way to cross-reference, but I'm not really that techy, so there could be a way to do it.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. Good point.
And definitely try to make every call, every stop into a meeting. Even if you're trying to schedule a Zoom and you get, someone on the line, they transfer you to the nurse, the dietitian, the physician's assistant, and they say, yeah, I'll talk with you, or you can come by. Then you've got them on the line. Ask them, how are the products working for you? Have you heard any amazing testimonies? Is there anything you need to know while I've got you? Make the most of your time. If they say more than 5 words, you just had a meeting about their amazing client they wanted to share, or about their gut problems that they wanted to share. Okay, try to make everything a meeting. I mean, we're not trying to cheat the system, and certainly if it's not a meeting, it's not a meeting, but make it a meeting if you can. Okay, so any other obvious basic questions about this? And I'll close out the video if not.
How do we access that Google Doc? I'm not very resourceful when it comes to tech stuff.
Okay.
Where is this document?
Yeah, so this is the document we've been using called Items to be Addressed. It had originally just your top 10, and we were writing in the dates when you were going to schedule Zooms, with me with your top 10. So I think you were on there, because I think I see where you added information. So if you need the link.
Yeah, but I just don't know how to, I don't know where it's stored.
It's on Google Docs. I'll
In
shoot
Google
you
Docs?
I'll shoot you the link right
Okay.
now. So I will start
I just didn't know how to go back and find it.
Okay.
And Tamara, when I can't find that stuff, sometimes I'll just go in the drive and search like items to be addressed or whatever the title is, or just like a keyword within the document that I know won't be elsewhere. Like, don't ever search dysbiosis, because you'll get 500 results. I've done that.
You'll get dysbiosis from searching dysbiosis.
Yes. Will you send it to me too?
Yes.
Tracy, please. Just
Anybody
for efficiency.
And anybody know what happened to Jeff? He was on, then he disappeared.
I'm here.
Oh, you are?
You guys can't hear me?
Oh, now I see you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I thought I just checked and you weren't there. Okay, good deal. Do you want this sent to you, Jeff? So you have it handy?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, Mitzi, Scott, you're okay? You got it? Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's that. And I will also send that quick little PowerPoint as well, just kind of the notes on team building. And there is a video I did on the team building. And now there will be a video on management and strategies. So we will have all that documented.
No, that is helpful, Tikar. Thank you, because it puts it into a physical perspective. So for those of us that learn like physically, it's nice to see it. So thank you.
Perfect. Well, good. Thank you. And this is the end of video 2.